I did not realize. Congratulations. Wow. Everyone's becoming a dad. Cosmos just let us know that he's gonna be a dad soon. I had no idea. I mean, Jim Rising, he's the first of many, because in Latin America, yeah, now Cosmos, he's gonna be a father. He's gonna be a papi. Wow. Oh my god. Mate, we're all, how time flies. And speaking of time flying, here we go. We are diving into our lower bracket finals. Place your bets in the chat. Upon hearing this message, you have 3 minutes to pick on who you think is going to come out on top and move on to the grand finals. Because spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the Mexican Protoss player representing himself. It is Pacomike. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the Brazilian Protoss player himself. He is red. He's representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Here we go. MasTeR versus Pacomike. Protoss versus Protoss. PvP. Brazil versus Mexico. Oh boy. The winner of this series will move on to face Eggs in the grand finals. We'll move on to face Colombia. Of course, Eggs, to get to the grand finals, actually beat both of these players. He took down both MasTeR and Pacomike, respectively. I'm sure he would probably want to face Pacomike next. The downside about rematching against MasTeR is, if you remember, Eggs beat MasTeR with his proxy hatch builds. And I'm sure MasTeR is good enough to learn from his mistakes, learn from those games in the middle of this tournament, and adapt on the fly. So, oh boy, I'm sure Eggs is cheering hard here for Paquito. I imagine. We'll see. Meanwhile, we do see a little bit of a pylon block here from MasTeR. They've both opened up a little bit differently. I should point this out. We do see a 2-gate opener from MasTeR. Pacomike going for a gate expand, or at least trying to, but the pylon does finish up. Pacomike is going to be forced to not just make this Zealot, but also throw down his tech structure first, once the Cybercore is done, before he goes for his Nexus. MasTeR is keeping his probe in the main base. He wants to scout if it's a Twilight Council or a Stargate. It should be a Stargate. Typically, that is what it is. But for the time being, yeah, there we go. We have a proxy Cybercore as well. Pacomike has to delay. He has to throw down his tech. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have a Stalker Sentry opener from MasTeR, so a very safe opening. And Pacomike still refuses to throw anything down. He does have a probe out on the map. He could throw down a proxy pylon and be aggressive instead. But there it is. There is that Stargate. This could have been thrown down sooner, not gonna lie. This could have been a decision made faster from Pacomike. It looks like he really didn't want to. He really wanted to throw down a Nexus. And he was really against throwing down his Stargate. So, yeah, delays his own tech a little bit there. I say that, but it's also possible that that he was intentionally waiting for the probe to die before he threw down his tech as well, just because he wanted to keep it hidden. To no avail though, because we do have a Sentry Scout, we do have a Hallucinated Scout, and this will confirm that, okay, we do have a tech structure thrown down before that base. Meanwhile, across the map, we do see a little bit of a skirmish here. Pacomike trying to force his way up this ramp, does shoot first, does get doesn't get a kill on the Stalker. Oh my god. No! MasTeR stops running. He will lose the Stalker in the end. So not the best trades here. Pacomike finds his way up into the main base. And he's getting some probe kills. This should not be happening. 4 probes go down. MasTeR finally cleans it up. But because of this, Pacomike is going to take a little bit of a worker lead. Meanwhile, first Oracle is moving out across the map. Again, MasTeR is fully aware of the Stargate, but he opts not to throw down a shield battery. He's being greedy. He's looking to defend with only Stalkers. Bold choice here from MasTeR. The Oracle's waiting for a little bit. Looks like Pacomike wants to just try and distract MasTeR with that Adept. It does force him to respond. In comes that Oracle. But with now 3 Stalkers instead of 2, yeah, there's plenty of DPS here. The Oracle does get forced away. What's important is the Oracle is still alive, so at any moment the Oracle can dip back in and deal some damage. So Pacomike is going to be waiting for that opportune moment. Meanwhile, back at home, we do see a Forge on the way, +1, as well as Blink. So Pacomike clearly wants to invest in pure Blink Stalker as the follow-up. MasTeR is going to do something a little bit differently here, as MasTeR is going for a Robo first. So Blink Stalkers, as well as he can tech into either Immortals or even Disruptors here. He can basically have another way to catch up and make up for his lack of Forge and lack of upgrades. Oh god, just stretching. Just making sure I'm alive, I'm living, all that good stuff. Third base is thrown down here for both of our players. They're just scouting each other, making sure they're aware of what they are up to. With the Robo being done, what is our first unit going to be here for MasTeR? He prioritizes his Observer. He's going for another Observer. Oracle dips in, does get 1 probe kill, dips out, and then dips back in. Oh my god. Oh. Blink is done though, and the Oracle has to be that much more careful around the Stalkers. Yeah, just Observer production for now. I thought MasTeR was going to get into faster Immortal production, but no, for the time being he's just chilling and he's going for a later Forge instead. I don't know how I feel about this. Pacomike's getting a little bit further and further ahead. Like, his third base was faster and it's getting fully saturated. He already has +1. He should be starting +2. There we go. As we say it, +2 does begin. We have a gateway explosion here for Pacomike as well. There we go, more gateways being turned down. I really worry that MasTeR is going to get overwhelmed here. With no real way to make up for some of his deficits. He does have a larger army right now, to be fair. And hopefully he can keep this army alive. Hopefully he can snowball, as he's going to be going across the map. And Pacomike is none the wiser. He has half the army supply. Oh boy. We're going to need to be seeing some warp ins here, as Pacomike is taking up even further. He's going for a Templar Archives right now, being quite greedy, wanting to go into those Archons. Meanwhile, we have high ground vision provided by this Observer. MasTeR gets into the main base. Like, man, I'm behind in upgrades, I'm behind in workers. Who cares though, because I have Stalkers, and you know what? You don't. Again, Pacomike, he just refuses to warp in. He gets supply blocked even. Ay, ay, ay. He cannot warp in, as he starts banking quite a lot of minerals and gas. In the end, MasTeR rotating over towards the low ground instead. This third base is exposed. Stalkers are not too far behind though, so MasTeR has to be a little bit careful with how he trades. Just ends up shooting off at those Zealots. Oh boy. And yeah, Pacomike doing quite well defending despite having a much lower army. And now I start to worry for MasTeR a little bit more. The advantage that MasTeR had this game was his Stalker count, and that advantage isn't there anymore. And Pacomike has been mining more for longer, and now he's going to be able to hit a timing. +2 finishes up in 10 seconds. We have our Warp Prism. We now have all of our gateways up and running. We're not going to get supply blocked anytime soon, or we shouldn't. There we go, 2 more pylons up and down. So Pacomike, it's his turn to be the aggressor, and his aggression is going to be that much stronger. It's going to be that much more powerful here, and MasTeR has to try to find another way. I like this. He's going for a counterattack. He does get scouted. Likewise, Pacomike also gets scouted. Both players turn around to meet each other. 2 ships passing in the night. Warp Prism continuing on its journey. Does get spotted here by MasTeR. He's going to be making a beeline for this Prism. Ooh, and he's going to be able to catch it. Wow. Very nice heat on. Prism goes down. And Pacomike, he's missing his window. For a while now, he's had +2 and he hasn't been able to use it. And because that prism just went down, he has no way to reinforce across the map. There's +3, by the way. But here we go. He still has a pretty scary army. He's going to be able to catch one of these stalkers. Can he get the base itself? Overcharges pop to try and keep it alive. And in comes the rest of MasTeR's army. Pacomike commits and he does get the Nexus. Is it going to be worth it though? Because Pacomike is going to be losing quite a lot of supply in the retreat. Ooh. Oh god, as we have a recall here, Pacomike losing so many units, and now this is triggering a massive counterattack. Ooh, MasTeR meanwhile is supply blocked. He hasn't noticed. There we go. A couple of pylons are being thrown down. The Nexus is going to be on the way as well, but for the time being, what you see is what you get. MasTeR up 25 army supply, going to be dancing here with these Archons, but with shield batteries, with overcharge, with Archons instead of against Zealots. MasTeR doesn't find a way in. He's being forced back once again. Oh. And now it looks like we are transitioning. Looks like both players are getting their 4th bases up and running. Of course, MasTeR was struggling a little bit, but we do have double robo for both players. We have a robotic spay, and we are getting into disruptors. The balls are coming out. Before that happens, MasTeR is poking in once again. Has to be a little bit careful. Does get a war prism into the main base. Ooh, with DTs. And it looks like he will not get the cannon in the end. Pacomike will be able to defend with that overcharge. But as much as I've been praising Pacomike for his upgrades, and he is still perpetually 1 upgrade away, ahead with +3, it won't matter in the end because disruptors don't care about your upgrades. Disruptors don't care if you have +1, +2, or +3. They're gonna kill you anyway. They're gonna one-shot you, mate. So at the end of the day, it is gonna come down to who has the better micro, who has the better control. Ooh, meanwhile, MasTeR tries to get into the main base, but miscontrols a little bit there, sticks around a little bit too long, and Pacomike cleans that up. Now he doesn't have to keep any supply in his main base, and MasTeR's gonna have a harder time really finding any damage with this army. Does have one observer, sorry, one disruptor. Only one. Oh god, we have the blink. Disruptor goes out immediately. Pacomike had eyes on everything because of that observer. Meanwhile, we have a cancel. Another Nova goes off. Ooh, gets a decent connection on the army of Pacomike, but at the cost of the disruptor itself. Meanwhile, Zealots on Zealots. You love to see it. Pacomike was able to shoot first, to swipe first. He takes that fight. Meanwhile, we're going to have another cancel here on this 5th base. Nova goes off. Ooh, and gets a very juicy connection here with the army of MasTeR. Another Nova goes off. Ooh. MasTeR is just, oh my god, that's not looking. Every single Nova connects. Every unit of MasTeR goes down. Meanwhile, it's MasTeR's turn to reciprocate. He has a couple of defensive disruptors he needs to connect. Ooh, and he will. But what about these Archons? Is it gonna be enough? Nova's going off once again. We have a DT in the middle of all of this, but we also have detection in here for Pacomike. It's a tough hold, but a hold nonetheless. Disruptors. What else is there to say, you know? It's all about the balls, man. And one person just has more balls than the other. MasTeR up to 6 disruptors compared to the 3 of Pacomike. He's able to hold on. Now both players are going to be able to get their 5th bases up and running. Or at least they're going to try. Meanwhile, we do have a little bit of a DT. Oh my god, a massive DT run by here is going to be able to just completely shut down this base. MasTeR, he doesn't have any observers. Observer is only on the way now. It's being chronoed out. DTs may just be the one thing that Pacomike needed. He comes in with his main army, has to avoid the Novas. He does. He lands his own. Meanwhile, he will not get the kill on that Nexus, but he did kill the 5th base anyway. DTs. I mean, these are the great money makers. They're like the move makers here. You know, they make the plays. DTs and disruptors. They're both ways to come back into a game or gain massive leads or lose leads as well, to be fair. How do we counteract this? MasTeR wants to avoid the Nova fight. He's going for Sky Toss. Stargates are on the way. Ooh. Zellarama gets intercepted by the massive amount of DTs. Meanwhile, in comes Pacomike once again. Doesn't get scouted by MasTeR, so his own disruptor is going to be able to move in position. One player has detection, the other doesn't. As Pacomike ends up losing the majority of his DTs, does have Blink, so he's able to get away for the time being. Meanwhile, at the same time, Novas are going to go off. Ooh. And this time, the third base goes down. Fourth base even. It's a very nice zoning there from Pacomike in the end, despite the fact that MasTeR has his own disruptors. He's spending his money elsewhere. He wasn't quite able to outmaneuver Pacomike, and the first carrier is on the horizon. There's the second carrier as well. This is all gross and disgusting. Pacomike likewise has recognized, oh, I should be getting ready for Sky Toss. Throws out his own fleet beacon, starts +1 air attack, has shields on the way. He's one step behind though. It's going to take a while for him to really get his own carriers out. So once again, there's going to be a window where MasTeR will have the carrier advantage. Meanwhile, ooh, DT is going to be caught out in the middle of the map. That's catch there from Pacomike. Stargates are still on the way. This is something that I'm a little bit worried about for MasTeR. Likewise, he's not just behind in the ground upgrades, but he actually never started +1 air attack. Meanwhile, massive run by he doesn't even go for a big fight. He knows he's too far behind. Pacomike takes the game. GG. Despite the fact that MasTeR had those carriers, it looked like he just got frustrated. It looked like he was just done with the constant DT harass. He knew that he couldn't keep up. GG. Just quickly checking here, and yeah, he still had his disruptors alive as well from earlier. But I guess it just came down to the economy here of MasTeR, unwilling to try and recover. And Pacomike takes the lead in the series. Oh. GG. How to lose the game. Build 100 workers and no army with 4 bases. Not wrong, not wrong. Does happen from time to time where you're a little bit too greedy at times. Meanwhile, shout out to Granjin in the chat. He is another player who was actually competing today in today's tournament. Welcome. Lesson 3. As we are getting ready here for our next game. Game numero 2. Pacomike only needs one more, uno más, to come out on top and move on to the grand finals. Oh boy. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Brazilian Protoss player himself representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Mexican Protoss player, currently up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Only needs one more, uno más. It is Pacomike. Here we go. Once again, MasTeR Oh, both players are going to be going for their 2 gate openers. No one is going to be taking a risk here trying to go for a gate expand. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. You know, Cosmic Sapphire doesn't have the ramp, the safety ramp at the natural, but at the same time, it doesn't take that much to wall off. There are some players that go for it, that go for the gate expands on Cosmic. Looks like it won't be these players, as MasTeR is going to be cheeky with his probe. Oh my. To have this hidden probe here outside the 3rd base of Pacomike. Pacomike himself going to be going for a bit of a probe scout, but shouldn't be checking this location unless he knows something that we don't. Maybe he knows his opponent, but there we go. Just goes across the map, and he will be missing this proxy. Oh boy, so we'll see where this goes. The pilot is going to be on the way here. Cybercore still in production for MasTeR. This could be a proxy robo, or this could be a proxy 3rd gateway instead. We'll see. So far, Pacomike going to be dipping on in and should be recognizing, hold up, you should be having a 2nd pylon, and your 2nd pylon is missing. That's a little bit sus. It's a little bit weird. Where is it, and what is it doing? As there we go, it is going to be that proxy robo in the end. Makes sense, he was waiting for his Cybercore to finish up. And alarm bells are going to be ringing here for Pacomike. Looking at his vision, he still has a probe in the main base. He's still waiting for that pylon. It's PvP, so the pylon could just be out there. Like, it could just be a pylon on the map. But as we can see, that's not the case. Gases have been prioritized, and Pacomike should realize something is wrong. And Pacomike goes for his own robo opening. Honestly, this is a great way to counteract Proxy Robo. Looking at his vision, ooh, he misses, barely misses that Robo in the end. Ay. He's looking, by the way, he's scouring the map with his Stalkers and with his probes. He knows there's a proxy somewhere. He just doesn't know where. Smurge, Bobby Smurge, just checking the wrong areas of the map. He was so close, yet so far. Regardless, defensive robo is great because we can start our own immortal production, and we have our defender's advantage with shield batteries, with overcharge. Like, this is a great response, I feel, or a good response. Meanwhile, the Stalkers have been found. Pacomike should get an inkling of where the proxy is going to be forced back. Still blind as to what it is. Meanwhile, Pacomike, going for a War Prism. Okay, wait. I was like, we should not be seeing a War Prism right now. There we go. We have an Immortal on the way, but GG gets called as soon as the units show up. And there we go. MasTeR takes the first game. Pacomike couldn't find the proxy, and it looks like he didn't think there was a proxy. Or maybe it was just a gateway or something. He was still going for his natural as well. Didn't have a shield. I'm shocked that there was no shield battery. I'm also shocked that there wasn't a sentry either for that force field. Again, Pacomike was just being greedy, was just gambling a little bit, and bam, just like that, end of the game. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Starduck just wished me a happy birthday. Thank you, Starduck's the second. I guess not the second person technically, because of Twitter. One of the first people to wish me a happy birthday, and he's like, mate, KS2, awful, actually awful. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. Alright, here we go. We're going to be going into the ace match. We're tied up 1 apiece, 1-1. It all comes down to the final game. God, it's too hot to smooch, not gonna lie. We're getting into summer here in Australia, and we're heating up. Things are heating up here in Sydney. I feel like I'm in an oven. Oh boy. I may open the door after when the game starts. We just set some things up here. Match history. asking if the players are ready, and we can begin. Waiting for Paquita. Oh. But yeah, very quick, very decisive. Game number 2. Very nice proxy from MasTeR. Unfortunate that Pacomike couldn't find it in the end. I'm sure if he did, he would have been able to respond. Would have been able to respond in time. Sure, I'm sure. As we are waiting for Pacomike. Oh. And we are beginning. Looks like the ace match is going to be taking place on Inside and Out. Interesting. Interesting map here for the ace. What do we have? We have Cosmic game 2. We had Data C game 1. Inside and Out game 3. I guess it makes sense. Pretty standard, all things considered. We haven't had any of the weirder maps today. I mean, we had Waterfall a couple of times, to be fair, but no Moon Dance, no Stargazers. Speaking of, here we go spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside Now. We have the Mexican Protoss player representing himself. Title bottom 1. It is Pacomike. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside Now, we have the Brazilian Protoss player representing Team Hellfire, tying up that series 1-1 in that last game. It is MasTeR. Being a little bit cheeky with his proxy, going unscouted, and Pacomike was none the wiser. He had no shield batteries, he had no sentries, he had nothing to defend, literally nothing, so he just tapped the hell out. Oh boy. He had a Nexus on the way. He had a base. He was up a base? Copium. Alright. Here we go. We are going to be continuing the series once again. Both players going for their double gate openers. Kind of what we expect here. What we should be expecting. Oh boy. And we'll see where this all takes us. Oh my god, Cybercores are thrown down. If Asher was here, we'd be playing our favorite game. What 2 units are going to be coming out from these gateways? We're going to see double Stalkers, or we're going to see Stalker Sentry. I wouldn't be surprised if MasTeR opens up Stalker Sentry and Pacomike goes double Adept, but we'll see. We'll see what they decide. Looking at the map itself, this time MasTeR doesn't have a probe on the map for a proxy. Likewise, neither does Pacomike. We're all looking good. We're all looking standard. Oh. And there we go. Double Adept from Pacomike. So we got one prediction correct. But MasTeR did not go Stalker Sentry, went double Stalker instead. So not going to be playing it safe. Going to be relatively aggressive because he can move out with these Stalkers. And the dynamic that plays out here, especially once MasTeR does get eyes on the double Adept, is that these Stalkers are going to try and catch the Adepts in the middle of the map and shut them down. Meanwhile, these Adepts of Pacomike are going to try and bypass those Stalkers and get away. We have a recall there, saving that one probe. Ooh, oh my god, another different dynamic here. We have a Robo follow-up by MasTeR. Pacomike goes for the Stargate instead. Robo versus Stargate. Meanwhile, Stalkers are moving out. Again, they want to try and catch the Adepts. Adepts are moving out through the center of the map. No, they veer off towards the right. Again, the reason why, sure, it's going to take them longer to get across the map, but they do avoid those Stalkers. But back at home, what do we have to defend? Nothing right now, so we're going to be seeing a cancel on this pylon. MasTeR already dealing a little bit of damage. The Stalkers are still on the way, and MasTeR can do even more. Oh boy. We have a full wall off, and with this full wall off, Pacomike is going to be able to hold on here in time. Adepts get across the map, but the wall is a wall. Things could have gone a little bit out of hand, but Pacomike defends in the end. He does focus down one of those Stalkers in the end. Oh, very nicely done. And with this, he's going to be able to even catch the Stalker in the middle of the map. Oh my god. Not going to be dealing any whole damage, but shield damage is still great nonetheless. We don't have a shield battery back at home to defend. MasTeR does have a couple of sentries for force fields to cut off the ramp, but the natural is a little bit exposed. Oh. Oh, and these are rough losses here because every sentry is gonna go down. The stalkers are gonna go down as well. Pacomike is snowballing right now. At the same time, a massive stasis trap in the main base. Every single probe gets stasis bar one. This is disastrous. Also, we've been scouted. The Immortal has been spotted. The Prism as well. The Immortal isn't even taking part in the defense. To be fair, not needed, but still could have helped. And now we have a second Oracle coming out. We do have a shield battery, but we don't have anything at home to defend, so these two Oracles can one-shot workers. It feels like MasTeR is pretty all in with his counter-attack. Pacomike, do we have enough at home to defend? We still don't have Warp Gate. We did delay it, so that is a little bit of a scary moment. The Oracles, they come in anyway, taking down every probe that they can. Meanwhile, across the map, Immortal is going ham. Again, there is no answer to this Immortal because we still don't have Warp Gate. But we have the Citizen's Arrest. The boys have been pulled. The Immortal loses its shields here. Again, we're just buying time. We can afford to lose workers. I mean, Pacomike, he's still got more than double the probe count of his opponent. Void Ray comes out. Void Ray completely shuts this down. You even have a second Void Ray on the way. And MasTeR, not like this. Things just got a little bit too heated too early on. Oh god, again, no shield battery on the low ground was disastrous. The fact that he didn't get his Immortal involved in the defense either. No shield, no additional stalkers in the main base, or not reacting to the first stasis in the main either. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong for MasTeR here. Oh. And with that, Pacomike, he gets another 2 probe kills. Oh my god. And why the hell not? Mate, we're having some fun. We know we're far ahead. We know we're miles ahead. So let's go for Glaive Adepts, mate. ¿Por qué no los dos, papi? ¿Por qué no los dos? MasTeR, meanwhile, he's all in. Pacomike, he just needs to warp in a couple of units to defend. And even then, like, he has everything he needs. He has stasis traps. He has a shield battery. He has an overcharge. He could do with, like, maybe a second pylon to power the shield battery, or maybe a second shield battery. But regardless, like, he shouldn't be under too much threat here. He still has the Void Rays as well, bear that in mind. He can bring them over. Ooh, very nice trigger on that stasis trap. Very cute micro. But, you know, the micro was cute. Sometimes you need to be more than just cute. Oh my god. Prism, get out of here. Pacomike is going to be able to just push out across the map. He's getting a proxy gateway up and running. In total, that is going to be 4 gates. We don't need a third. He set up for a third. Pacomike can take a third, actually. He doesn't need it. But he's going for it. You know. Just getting ready, just in case this push somehow doesn't kill his opponent. And we are now here, we're across the map, the Adepts are shading on in. And MasTeR fought his heart out this series, he really did. But GG gets pulled, and Pacomike will take the series 2-1 and move on to the grand finals. I pressed the wrong button. Hold on. GG, well played, Pacomike. We'll take it. Yeah, despite being behind in overall series score, despite this year having a 25% win rate against MasTeR, Pacomike, he fights back, takes the series, and moves on. Congratulations, Paquito. Congratulations. GG, well played. And with that, Pacomike is going to be facing Eggs in the grand finals. It is going to be a ZVP. Let me just set that up real quick.